It's okay to give up, man. Look, listen, all right? You're going to sit down. You're going to talk to somebody who's important to you, and they're going to look you in the eyes. They're going to be like, listen, Tony, listen, Tony, you can't give up. You got to give it your 110%. I don't know why they're from Jersey and they've smoked 7 packs of Marlboros, but they're going to be like, Tony, listen, you gave it your all. You need to give it, you got to give it 110%, 120%, 180%. I don't know what it is, but you got to succeed. And I think that's a toxic mentality. I think that's a shitty mentality. And also, I'm not here to sit down and be like, man, you remember that kid I subscribed to watch Minecraft content, but then he started preaching to me about what is and isn't. I'm not going to be the guy that's going to, sit here and be the moral police. But I got kind of pissed off because I sat here and wondered, why does everybody keep saying, keep pushing, keep going, grind through it, brother? You just gotta find your rut and stick with it, Everything I say sounds like a really shitty Ford commercial. You hearing Ford, you gotta stick with it and grind through. It's built Ford tough. I love corn. But seriously, you gotta understand that it's okay to give up. It is. I feel like nobody has said that to me in my entire life. Nobody's sat me down and said, Tucker, it's okay to say, shit, you're not cut out for this. Or hey, it's okay to stop working on this project and move on to the next one. Or it's okay to admit defeat. Like, it is okay. In fact, I would wager that it's more okay to admit defeat and admit that you cannot do something than it would be to blindly push through. Let me explain it to you. We got 10 minutes before the post roll rolls. I gotta feed my dog and shit, so I got plenty of time to just fill this video with bullshit. But the thing is, participation trophies are, everybody's talked about them, but they're not great. Everybody in my age range, from 20 to 25, even 30 years old, you've heard the whole shtick, the stand-up comedy of, I can't believe that they gave everybody participation trophies. It makes everybody soft. Honestly, it does, but not in the way that everybody wants it to make you feel. It's a slow burn. It is. I remember the first time I got a participation trophy, and I'm going to name all of the things because I feel like it helps me ground myself for the story, but it was in rural Maryland, in Sparks, Maryland. There's 3 people that know where that is. Hey, the guys that made XCOM? Their studio is in Sparks, Maryland. Population 800. I played baseball there, and I got a participation trophy. It was T-ball. I was 7. And I remember getting the trophy, and I asked my parents why. I don't remember what they said, but I remember asking them why I got a trophy, because my team definitely didn't win, and I don't remember what they said. So that the story is not as valuable as I wanted it to be. I want to make it clear this is not a video 3 minutes, 5, 10 minutes long that's ranting about participation trophies. This is more along the lines of character development. I learned way too late that it's okay to say, hey, I don't think this is going to work out and I'm not willing to put any more effort into this project, whatever it is, whether it's school, job-wise, relationship-wise, friendship-wise, or otherwise. It takes a very strong and a very... I don't know what the right word is. Somebody who's very well in tune with themselves to say, hey, I've looked at all of the possible outcomes here and I've determined that this is not a worthwhile investment of my time. And that sucks. I feel like that's such an important thing to grasp as an adult. I know it's weird. I'm 25. I'm just coming into adulthood, and nobody wants to listen to an angry white straight male talk about adulthood, but it's weird. It's like when a soldier, I watched, oh man, oh god, you guys are gonna hate me. I watched anime. I was watching Black Clover, and a reasonably new anime with a terrible voice actor that gets better towards the end of the series. And they have this moment where the guy's like, hey, you've got great enthusiasm, you got great energy, you really put the effort in here, but an important part about a soldier is understanding when he can't fight anymore, understanding when it's okay to back down and let other people pick up the slack, when it's okay not to give it your all because your all is not valuable anymore. And that's as somebody who does creative work, that's something that nobody told me. You know, it's always like, keep grinding, bro. I was doing terrible, and then I just streamed for 77 hours straight, and now look at me, I'm the best. I hate that mentality, especially in creative and or honestly, I'd be willing to offer up that grinding yourself down to the bone is detrimental in everything you do. There's a certain limit where putting 110% in doesn't give you 110% back. It's economics, diminishing returns. There's a point where no matter what you want to do, no matter how much you want to give, no matter how many Adderall pills you take, you're just not gonna produce good content, whether it's writing that paper or, you know, studying for that test or working to get that presentation done or trying to write that YouTube video or trying to record it or edit it. When you work yourself to the bone, you stop becoming the reason that anybody gave a shit about what you were doing in the first place. And that's something that I learned way too late. I'm not saying that right now I'm thinking to myself, God damn, I can't believe that it took me 10 years to realize that, like, working too hard would make you not as creative. Every single movie, every single art piece that you see, every single, you know, article you read, they always have that blurb, and it's like, and Jonathan realized far too late that he could not work himself to death. He had to take a break every now and then. All work, no play makes everyone a dull boy. And it sucks to know that there's a large group of people out there that will yell at the top of their lungs, keep pushing. Here's the thing. There's somebody out there that's listening to this video right now, and they heard me say, there's a point in time where I say, just give up and do something else. And they're like, you know what? Fuck you, Jericho. Fuck you, Tucker. What do you think yours doing? You tell me to quit. I'm not going to quit. Hey, that one or two people out there in the 50, 60,000 people that watch this, 20,000, my channel's dying, I don't know. The tens of thousands of people that are watching, guess what? You might garner some success somewhere. Honestly, you might. There's also a whole group of people out here that heard the last 30 seconds and are like, well, I could be that guy. No, you can't. Shut up. All right? There's like a very weird subset of people that will never take no for an answer, and of that group of people, 1% of those people will succeed. Maybe I was that 1%, maybe I wasn't, I don't know, but hey, the real world sucks. It's all RNG, and, you know, some people might work themselves to the bone and not accomplish anything, and that's not fair. It's also the real world, and that's why I'm making this video. I feel like it's important to understand that it's okay to give up. It's okay to say, this is not giving me what I want from it, and I should move on to other things. You're not a failure for saying this is the end of whatever segment I'm dealing with. You're a failure if you run with it even though you know it's dead. You're a failure if you look at the options and you say, I'm not going to take a smarter option. I'm going to run this into the ground for the hope, for the chance that I might be able to look back on myself and say, see, bro, if you only had grinded a little bit harder and neglected everything else in your life, maybe you could have had some sort of success. No, it's important to always work towards something. And if you're looking at the abyss, whether it's content creation or maybe you're studying for your PhD, which is an incredible labor-intensive thing, or you're trying to run a business, or you're flipping burgers at McDonald's, there's going to be a point where you're going to look at it and you're going to be like, well, I could do this harder and maybe go further in this area, or I could do something else. I'm not encouraging anybody to jump out of a safe haven and make an aggressive change in career path to try and get somewhere important. I'm saying that whether it's friendships or work or otherwise, you only get so much out the more you put in. And if that friend is not giving you 110 back when you give 110%, if they're only giving you 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, it takes a real adult, a real person to look at this and say, hey, maybe it's worth my time to shift focus. Maybe it's worth my time to acknowledge that what I'm looking at right now is not necessarily worth the time that I'm putting into it, the effort. And it sucks to hear somebody that you looked up to. I had an English teacher who said that writing a book is a lot like having somebody, i.e. an editor, come in and kill your kids. You know, you spent hours or days of your free time crafting this beautiful image in your head, and you put it into words how much it meant to this person, how much it felt to this person, and the editor will come in and say like, hey, honestly, this is shit, just adjust it this way and it's great. And you're gonna feel like they just shit on everything you did. And what she told me was, it sucked, and you ate that criticism and you tried to somehow shit out some sort of relevant positivity that would help you propel yourself to the next milestone. And then it would happen again and again and again, as many times as it took to make that book readable. Welcome to life. You know, your best friend might come in and say, hey, dude, honestly, this girl, this work, this passion project is trash for you. And you can take that at face value and say, you're right, I'm going to run away and do something else. You can also take it and say, fuck you, I'm going to double down and do more than I ever could have. There's no wrong answer. I'm not here to tell you there's a wrong answer. I'm just here to tell you that it's okay to say, you're right, fuck it, I'm going to try and see where else I can put my valuable skills. Every single person has valuable skills. You do. I do. My mom does, even though she hasn't made good breakfast in a while. Mom, everybody has valuable skills. I don't want you to get, you know, locked up in this idea that it's, you know, a failure to quit. It's a failure to say, shit, I can't, this is not going to work out. It's not a failure. It's like the biggest adult man thing you can do to say, hey, this ain't working out. I need to shift. I need to change. I need to do something different. And welcome to my really terrible life help section. My name is Jericho. Thank you for watching my 12-minute rant on the fact that it's okay to say, shit, I fucked up. Seriously, though, nothing prompted this video except for the fact that I realized when my mom sent me a picture of a participation trophy, I was like, God, just wish somebody would have been like, hey, you're actually not great at basketball, Tucker. You know, maybe you should like practice soccer during the basketball season. Hopefully this helped somebody. If it didn't, I'm sorry. If it did, I would love to know how. Let me know in the comments. I'm gone. I'm going to stop bugging you. Watch my outro ads. I got to pay my rent.